a beautiful Thursday out there for us. Temps are pretty comfortable, but that's changing.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, it is beautiful out there. You can see the skies behind us live look, but you said it. The temps are on the way. It's about to be a heat wave again.
Yeah, we're looking at the 90s not only for this weekend, but likely into mid-August. We first alerted to you yesterday with our 16-day outlook, and now we're seeing more concrete evidence of that heat wave likely coming into play for mid-portion of the month. We have 11 days on our 16-day outlook, almost a week and a half, where we have 90-degree high temperatures. We'll go over that data coming up in First Alert Weather in about 40 minutes, but you do not have to wait. You can head to WNDU.com right now, click on the First Alert Weather tab, and you can see an update to our 16-day forecast. Best chance of rain in First Alert Weather. We're still keeping the promise of early next week as a brief cool front, a boundary, if you will, begins to move through Michiana. That's next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday. And as we are dealing with another round of heat on the horizon for this weekend, the air quality has gone back into the green as this wildfire smoke takes a back seat until we finally break down this heat and humidity. Here's a live look at our heat index, what it feels like this afternoon, and it feels like many of us are right around 90 degrees for the afternoon hours, and we're going to continue to update that heat index throughout this weekend. Live look at the radar map, just a few puffy cumulus clouds. If you find yourself underneath of one or two of those brief cumulus clouds, maybe a brief moment of some shade. Hour by hour with First Alert Weather Future Track. Overall, we're going to keep the radar map pretty dry out there. Maybe a stray shower across far northwest Indiana. Otherwise, we're going to keep the forecast pretty dry here all the way through the weekend. And in the heat of the day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we can't rule out maybe one or two communities where there could be a brief pop-up downpour. But for most of us, 99.9% of Michiana, we stay, unfortunately, dry all the way through the weekend. We do need some additional raindrops out there, but I don't see any raindrops headed our way throughout this second weekend of August. Friday, the heat index cranks up to around 95 degrees in the afternoon, and check out Saturday and Sunday. The heat index 95 to near 100 degrees, and the muggy, miserable words going absolutely nowhere. We may get maybe 1 or 2 days next week where we briefly find some relief as a cool front moves through between next Monday, next Tuesday, next Wednesday. Here's what the data is showing with First Alert Weather Future Track. We're going to watch a boundary moving through late next Monday into the midweek portion of the upcoming week, and that'll bring with it some at least scattered raindrops, with likely still Tuesday being our greatest chance in First Alert Weather of some additional rain here in Michiana. We'll check out the temperature trend with our First Alert 10-day forecast coming up in about 6 minutes.
Andrew, thank you. A lot more to get to here on 60 News Now at 4. There are some special guests headed to Elkhart for a celebration next week in memory of the late Lee